So today I want to talk about WhatsApp. I thought like everyone in the US uses WhatsApp, but when I began talking to a lot of people from the US, I came to realize that people in the US don't use WhatsApp, and that's what we want to talk about today. Now there's a video which someone shared and it explains why people in the US don't use WhatsApp, and I'm going to play the video so that you can be able to listen to it. And if you are from the US, maybe you can let me know, is that the reason why you don't use WhatsApp, or what do you think you don't use WhatsApp? Let me know in the comment section below. So before this, I knew that everyone in the entire world, like everywhere, people use WhatsApp. And because WhatsApp being a US product, I believed that now people in the US must be using WhatsApp. More like how you have TikTok, and in China, people tend to use, this is called Douyin know what in China. So I thought maybe it's a similar case, but it turns out now in the US, people don't use WhatsApp at all. And that's what we want to talk about. So how did I know that people in the US don't use WhatsApp? I've been talking to a lot of people through this channel especially, and most people reach out to me, they are from the US, but when we have to communicate, it has to be through email. And here my email is in the description in case you want to reach out, and we plan maybe a live stream. If you want to share something in a live stream, let me know. My email is in the description. So if you want to talk about anything, it has been through that way, communicating through email. When you ask them, can you be able to reach out on WhatsApp, they tell you that they don't use WhatsApp. And when I tried asking Zen, I found out, yo man, people in the US don't use WhatsApp. Because I know like 100%, there's no way people in the US don't use WhatsApp. I was so surprised that in the US, WhatsApp is used by very, very few people. And these are some of the things that are surprising me about the US. Again, like we did the last video about the repo list, if you guys remember. So if you're from that side again, please share something in the chat, in the comments below, that you think I don't know about, which will leave me surprised like crazy. I like to know some of the things that people do that side, which are like just for that side, and they're not done any other part of the world. Anyways, I'm going to play the video, so let me look for it. It was shared to me, and I haven't played the video at all by a guy from the US. I haven't played the video at all. I'm going to play it and we'll talk about it as it goes, and I'd like to know your opinion. And like I said, I'm at a different location. That's why my background looks different. In case you're wondering, that's why my background looks different. So let me play the video and let me know, what do you think about the same?
Americans not using WhatsApp is a point of contention across the world. And for me, I talk to friends in Europe and
exactly, like I began to say, it's a point of, you say it's a point of,
Americans not using WhatsApp is a point of contention.
It's a point of contention across the world. And that's true. Like so surprising, because people in Europe use WhatsApp, people in Asia, people in like South America. If you come to like Africa, a lot of people tend to use WhatsApp, like everyone. So for me, in my mind, I always know that people in the US also do use it. I never knew they don't. So surprising, given that they're the ones who made it
Across the world. And for me, I talk to friends in Europe and Africa and the Caribbean daily, and I have to use WhatsApp. And their biggest qualm with me is that I take a couple of days to answer.
So I think in regards to this, I remember there's a time we were having a talk with ID. I don't know if you guys know ID, but you guys know ID. There's a time we were having a communication chat with ID, and ID was saying that the only people who use WhatsApp in the US are people who have to communicate with people outside of the US. Like if you have to talk with someone who is from outside the US, it's only when now you will have to have WhatsApp on your phone. But if you're not someone who has people, international friends that you talk with, you only communicate with people within the US, which is majority of people anyways, then there's no point that you need WhatsApp at all.
Because I never think about WhatsApp. Like I never open it. I associate WhatsApp with spam messages from.
Makes me raise the question, like, now how do you share like videos? You know, if you want to share a long video, like 500 GB, like not 500, like 50 MBs, or how do you share short videos, entertaining videos?
My family and being forwarded prayers, right? Always like, why don't Americans use WhatsApp? Why don't Americans use WhatsApp? We don't use WhatsApp just because of capitalism. America created WhatsApp. It's an American company owned by an American company. But at the time that WhatsApp was being developed, WhatsApp, Kik, Telegram, all those like secret encrypted messaging softwares, they were
yeah, you find most of us use WhatsApp and Telegram. Some even use what is it? But there are more, but most tend to use WhatsApp and Telegram. Telegram is very good for sharing large files. If you want to share like a video, a movie that is, which can be like 2 GB, or a file which is very massive, you can easily share on Telegram. But for WhatsApp, it has a limitation on how big file you can be able to share. And also WhatsApp tends to compress the file, yeah? Tends to compress the file and lower the quality in a way when you share a bigger file, but the likes of Telegrams don't do that.
They were created to compete with BBM. So BBM and BlackBerry was the holy grail of private messaging handheld devices. BlackBerry fell off.
So basically what he's saying is that when WhatsApp was being made, the likes of WhatsApp and Telegram, most people in the US were using BlackBerry. And I understand that BlackBerry was massive, and BlackBerry had a very nice messaging app. Also, BlackBerry was like very massive. It was very enjoyable to use, and it was very big in the US. I know for people outside the US, you might have seen just a few, but in the US, BlackBerry was very, very massive. More like how we used to be proud of the Nokia 3310.
Was the rise of the smartphone and app-based phones. And obviously, like I said, capitalism, we all were pushed Apple products.
So what he's saying is when BlackBerry was falling, most people went and bought Apple phones, which in this regards talking about iPhones, like Apple products. And iPhone, I think they have a very interesting messaging app.
One phone amongst Americans quickly became iPhone. And with the iPhone, we didn't need a third-party messaging app in order to send messages privately and securely. At the same time the iPhone was rising, the Android phone was becoming the number one phone across the world for a myriad of reasons. One particularly being they were more affordable, they were open sourced, and they were easily accessible to most of the world. But with those phones, you couldn't message for free. iMessage was for free. You couldn't send picture messages for free.
So he's saying that when BlackBerry was falling and the likes of WhatsApp was coming up, most people in the US had to buy Apple products, which in this case is the likes of iPhones. And iPhones come with iMessages. So for me, I've never used an iPhone before. Anyway, saying that it comes with iMessages, and iMessage, when iMessage, you can be able to send like communicate with someone, send messages, and all that is being used through data, like you're communicating through data, so you don't have to pay for it. And in that regards, I think I understand, because now for most of us who use Android, most of the times when you send a text message, you have to pay for it. It can be very little, but you have to pay for it. Most telecommunication companies, like for me where I come from, some of them, like their third or fourth earning product usually is from messages, SMS, and that they make a lot of money from it. And as such, even right now we have RCS. Yeah, we have been having RCS, I think since 2023 or 2022. So RCS is available, and with RCS on Google phones or Android phones, you can be able to send messages with data. But because now telcos tend to earn more from the traditional way, they don't really reveal to people that you can be able to send messages with data. And I've seen even today, most people from where I come from, they don't know that on their phone messaging app, you can be able to send message on data. They just know that you will have to pay for it. So this forced many people to go for WhatsApp, because WhatsApp offered a simpler, easier way to be able to send messages to someone else. You can send pictures, you can send videos, you can share moments together instantly, and you don't have to pay a lot of money for it. In regards, when he explains like that, I do understand. That's why most of the people outside the US adopted WhatsApp, and people in the US did not, because outside the US now you have a lot of people using Android.
It's using data. So what did they do? They downloaded WhatsApp, and WhatsApp slowly became the way for everyone to communicate for free using data. And then WhatsApp is subsequently rolled out WhatsApp Business, and there's so many usages that you can use.
That's true. Actually, there's so many users that you can be able to use WhatsApp now. Right now, there's even two types of WhatsApp: normal WhatsApp and WhatsApp Business. On WhatsApp Business, you can find someone, even like a business. You can run your business on it like an online shop. You can put your product on it, catalog, and show the prices of each item. Then if you have a client who comes to your WhatsApp, and they must have your number, so when they come to your WhatsApp, they can be able to see your product, and they can just click on it and add it to cart and even purchase. Yeah, it makes things really easy. Like right now, WhatsApp has grown to be like something massive, and I heard that they might introduce ads in the future. I don't know, but it's a big thing. It turns out people who are benefiting from it, like the people who own it, come from the US in their region, they are unable to sell it. And let me continue playing.
WhatsApp. But now we're in an era where the iPhone is not the biggest phone in the world. The iPhone is losing popularity in America, really, for a lot of people. People are moving over to Pixel.
iPhone the biggest phone in the world. I don't know. Maybe iPhone the biggest phone in the world in terms of what in terms of profitability, in terms of money, because they are very pricey. But being the biggest phone in the world, like being owned by majority of the people, I doubt. Maybe in the US, biggest. It used to be biggest phone in the US, but not in the world. It used to be biggest phone in the US, not in the world. If you're considering the world, no. The world is untrade.
So,
But let me know if I'm wrong.
and WhatsApp, I think, won't ever become the status quo in America just because of how Americans are. We are texters because texting is free. Data messaging is free. In a lot of places, it's not. It's not free. So if you ever ask why your American friends don't use WhatsApp, it's not because we're just anti-technology.
So I see his point, saying that WhatsApp will never become a big product in the US, and just because people already are used to what they have. iMessages works, I think, the same way as WhatsApp. But as of now, I think maybe WhatsApp is way more advanced. Maybe the easy like intuition when you share and the emojis. Most people talk about the emojis, but again, you see Google is trying to catch up in terms of the Google messaging app. Now you can be able to do RCS, and even iMessages. I mean, iPhone or Apple is also has to jump on RCS. So maybe in the future it will be easier for anyone someone with an Android phone and an iPhone to communicate easily through messages. So it's going to get that way, and you can do it just on data because of RCS. I think you guys know about RCS. Anyways, let me know what you think about this, and let me know any other thing that you think I don't know about when it comes to the US, because I'm starting to be surprised by a number of things which I used to think like the whole world does it like this way. Maybe I need to travel to learn more. But thanks a lot for watching to this point, and see you in the next one.